How's it going, Shy?
Not bad. How are you doing?
I'm chilling, and I'm enjoying a a day without rats
Oh
in
my
my
God.
presence.
Yes. What is that? What happened?
I've been attacked twice now in the
Uh,
last like month and a half at by the same. I feel like it's the same dude at this point. Okay, my dad has a building like 6 blocks away. I volunteered to start throwing out the trash over there. You
mhm.
know, he's an older man. I want him to do less. I go to throw out the trash. And the first time it happened, the tenants filled up the garbage bag in a way that was too heavy for me
Mhm.
to just take that bag out. The sanitation guys won't take it. It's too much for them to pick up. So I
Right.
offload some of that trash into another bag, making 2 lighter bags. When
Right.
I got halfway down the trash can,
Mhm.
I found that a rat was in the cut, like in between the garbage.
In the trash can, in the
In the
garbage.
trash can. So like he either got trash thrown on top of him at some point,
Uh-huh.
or he lifted the lid, got in,
And
and
was
like dug his
burrowing
way
down.
down. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So like when I and like keep in mind, like I'm just like trying to get this shit done,
Yeah.
living in like my rat free mind,
Yes.
just throwing trash in a bag, not thinking there's a rat in there. you
Right.
know, and I see a whole like live rat, like a foot long rat.
Holy shit.
And he moves because he's like, I get it. Like, hey, why you in my house? I get that. Like,
Right.
I
Yeah.
understand his energy. It's justified,
Mhm.
but I wasn't expecting it. I didn't know he lived there. I thought it was just a free random trash can that I put there. So my bad. I disturbed him. But he
Mhm.
like reacted with like, yo, what you doing here? Energy,
Mhm.
and like jumped at me from the thing. So I was like
Mhm.
traumatized. Like I left the trash where it was. I text my dad. I was like, yo, I know I'm a 30-some-year-old man, but you you gonna have to
Uh-huh.
figure out how to walk over here tomorrow morning and throw this out yourself. I'm not doing it.
Right.
Day one today. I was like, I'll do it again next week, but like mentally, like I feel defeated. They own the trash.
Yes. Yeah.
I gotta walk away. And he laughed, but he was like, cool. Now, last week, I went again, you know, in my
Mhm.
now again, the trash was so full this time that there was like one extra bag. It happens sometimes on like that Tuesday, people have over, whatever. There was a
Right.
bag that the tenant put on top of the trash can, which I appreciate,
Mhm.
tied up so I could just easily take it out. But I noticed there was a huge hole
Oh,
in
no.
the bag. So I already know, oh, the rat been here, he did damage.
Mhm.
So I grab an extra bag. I'm gonna put that bag in the new bag, tie it up, take it out.
Mhm.
Now, when I see the hole and I don't see movement, I'm thinking, oh, the rat already did his business, found what he wanted, and left.
Right.
When I grabbed the bag, the rat was behind the bag. He
Oh,
jumped at me again. He like, yo, my man, it's twice I catch you on my house, you know? So
Okay.
now this time again, I felt a little bit like uh I at this point, like since I had saw the hole and like I was mentally in like there's a rat energy
There's
here
a rat.
space.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I still finished throwing out the garbage.
Right.
I wasn't like thrown off by it. But like as I'm throwing it out, like the rat came back in front of the house.
Mhm.
And like I felt like he just chilled. Like he just watched me throw out the garbage,
Right.
you know? And like I felt like he was sizing me up.
Mhm.
Like he
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
leave, he wasn't scared. He was just like, yeah, nah, this is my block just as much as it's your block,
Mhm.
you know? And like I threw the garbage out slow because like I noticed that like I got lucky both of these times. Like I feel like
Mhm.
I don't have the instincts to fight this rat. Like he's quicker than me. He got hands. Like I fully feel that both times that I didn't get hit, it was because the rat missed, not because I was quick enough.
Right.
I ain't doing
Yeah.
matrix moves out here. I I gotta be honest with myself. The rat's move caught me off guard both times. He
Right.
easily had me. Okay. And like if I'm on the floor and the rat's on top, it's winning. Like I
Mhm.
know that. So I was moving slow, giving the rat respect. Like, yeah, this you good. I'm just trying to finish the job here, give you more
Right.
space to, live your life in the trash
Mhm.
can. But yeah, it made me reconsider life. Like I've told you, like I felt comfortable saying that, nah, like if all goes my way, I'm a New Yorker for life.
Mhm.
I am 100% sure I'm leaving New York now.
Oh, 'cause of these rat attacks.
The rat attacks. Cause like the word is out now. Like people like, yo, other rats is talking to each other. Yo, this dude Gastor, yo, we gotta talk about him, B. And as like as slow as I was dodging the rat, this is my
Mhm.
peak, like I'm gonna only get slower, you know? Like what if they attack me at 45, at 50? Like I ain't
Right.
gonna be able to
Yes.
move like that.
Yeah.
It took everything I got and him not being on his A game for him to
Mhm.
miss. What if there's two of them and I'm older? What if they tell their kids? What if they, like you got like some springy rats now? You know,
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't need them coming at me. So yeah, I feel I got to go to a non-rat rodent area of this country.
Okay. Well, a few things. First of all, this rat is I don't wanna be disrespectful, Mr. Rat, but you are stupid. You're stupid because you should know when trash day is. Why are you like, I'll give you the first one if you were submerged. If you
Right,
got
right.
dumped on and you're like, "How do I get out of here?" But also you're a rat. You should have been able to eat your way out of there within minutes. So
Easy.
I imagine you were just caught. You were like they just put that trash out, like, oh, let me do this before they come pick this up. Like you
Yeah.
were in there for like maybe a half an hour. Because any rat worth its weight in trash would have been able to eat their way out of it. If there's anything that I learned from Charlotte's Web, is
Yeah.
that you should be able to Templeton your way out of that trash can. I'll give that to you if you were surprised and you're like trying to get your trying to figure out get your bearings and figure out how the best course of action.
Right.
But the second time, you should have been done with your business. You know that they're coming to get the trash that day. That's on you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there was a time last summer when raccoons ran the streets here in Bushwick in a way I've never seen before. Now I'm not I look, I've encountered raccoons in Atlanta. There are definitely there. More possums than raccoons, which is a
Yeah.
whole other ball of wax. I don't
Yo.
like either of them. I especially don't like raccoons because they got thumbs. They can steal your identity. But one thing that I noticed was that I only saw raccoons on trash night working the streets, knowing which street
Yeah.
to walk down. So I'm like, okay, y'all are new to the area. You already figured out when trash night was. Rats
Respect.
also, I mean, just by nature of there being bags of trash everywhere, they know where to run and all that other kind of stuff. But also, the trash cans are out and they're just like, whatever, I'll stay near this.
Yeah.
But you got to know when the pickup days are so that you
Exactly.
can avoid this kind of bullshit. Right. So that's kind of on that rat. That rat's kind of slow that he doesn't have a calendar somewhere or like a fucking Apple alert. I feel like he should be
Yeah.
getting the notifications.
Yo, just talk to the other rats. They're not getting
Talk
these
to the other
fights.
rats. I bet he's probably antisocial.
Yo, real talk. He need
Yeah.
therapy.
Yeah. So now did it jump and the other thing I wanted to say is, my man, there's nowhere you're gonna be able to live where there's not some sort of rodent situation. Because there
No.
are squirrels. There are always squirrels, and squirrels are rodents.
What's the
And
LA like rodent thing? Like if I
oh,
got a house in LA.
there are rats. They live under the palm trees and they
What?
live in the palm trees.
So like if you got like a LA like backyard where like them pools, there's
Oh,
like
you got
rodents.
coyotes. Yeah, you
Oh
got
my
yeah, there.
God.
Yeah, you got coyotes. So you got mountain cats. Like there are other things.
So like I could be like a millionaire chilling in like my pool in the backyard and
Uh-huh.
like a coyote and a squirrel might just come at me. Like they don't know like nah, this rich
Yeah,
land like
squirrels will come at you. I'm sure I've mentioned on here because I talk and think about it all the time. I've lived in 3 different places where a squirrel has come eaten its way into my wall or into the roof. Like, squirrels are rodents. I call them rats with banker's hours because I only see them during the day. I never see a squirrel at night. Never see
Yeah,
a squirrel at night. When I
that's
do,
fair.
I'm like, "Are you high? What happened?" But, okay, I just looked up rats and palm trees, California. Um, do palm trees attract rats? Yes. Roof rats. And roof rats are, the rats that are in your attic or whatever. They're also running around. I don't know, these New York rats, I don't know if they're roof rats or if they're just citified rats.
Roof.
Um, but yeah, that's usually what I that's what I would encounter if I encountered rats in Atlanta. But mostly it was squirrels eating their way in, and they're very territorial. So, like, a squirrel once ate its way in between my window and the wall, like the brick of the building and my wall of my apartment,
Oh
and then
no.
stood at right at a window, and then stood at the on the windowsill on the outside, and just would buck up at any other squirrel that came, just like, "Rah, rah, rah." And I'm like, "You don't even pay rent here." What?
Yo.
Yeah, squirrels get bitchy. So you got that to worry about. And then there are possums, and I don't know what their whole deal is, but if you startle them, they sit there and stare at you, and they got that big old white gross face. And I mean, when I see pictures of them being held, I'm like, yeah, sure, that's cute. But when I'm driving and they're in the road and they stop and don't go anywhere, fuck a possum. Also, they come out all fast when you're trying to walk a dog or so. I don't know. I don't trust possums either. Raccoons, like I said, they're on some thievery shit. So no. So every place you go, you're going to have to deal with something. But for the most part, raccoons, possums, squirrels, unless they get eat away in, they'll be outside. But
Yo, nature, yo,
yeah,
you out of control, yo.
yeah, nature's on one for sure. But
Real
yeah, I
talk.
mean, you also have to worry about in some places coyotes. Where my sister used to live, I was there maybe last Christmas perhaps or the year before, but a couple of coyotes walked out from behind a house across the street and walked down the driveway and walked underneath the basketball goal and then just walked off down the street to the stop sign on the corner. And I just sat in my car terrified, like, those are full on, are those wolves? Like, what were they? Yeah, full on coyotes. They're
No,
bigger than
no.
you think. Yeah. And they will eat small dogs and cats. And I guess a baby if you leave a human baby out. I'm not sure. Don't fact check me on the baby one. But also don't leave your baby out because a coyote might get to it.
Don't run that
So
test. Yeah.
yeah, don't fact check me, but also don't try them.
Yeah. You
So
gonna lose a baby and it's not even like scientifically significant. You don't got enough
right,
sample size.
yeah.
You gotta like sacrifice thousands of babies before it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's that.
that sucks to hear, sincerely, because like I was hoping we've talked about like LA being an option, with
Mhm.
like comedy. I was thinking they got like other stuff. I thought they'd be like I thought LA would be like nah, like the mosquitoes is crazy or something, or like the bug.
Yeah,
I didn't think
I mean,
there'd be like a rodent problem there.
there are rodents, and then, I mean, there are also, like, I don't know, mudslides or constant fires or whatever. There are many things, but the weather is very nice when it's nice in LA, and I assume that's where outside of work, that's the other reason why people would stay there because it's nice weather. But,
No, that's not enough
I
for me.
mean,
I'm cool with that. It could
but
snow every
also
day.
try not to live where there are palm trees, which you probably could do. Like, palm
Okay.
trees there are a lot of palm trees, but they're not everywhere. I mean, LA's a desert. A lot of that stuff growing there ain't supposed to be there. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's that. So, you just have to there are rats. That is an issue, absolutely, that they don't talk about. And yeah, also I don't know, coyotes and fucking mountain cats or whatever they are. I don't know, bobcats, Robert cats. I don't know,
I get
but
and
they
like
tag them and then let them loose, and so you can just walk out and there's like a thing. But I don't. They don't get bears. Well, there aren't too many bears here in New York, are
Yeah,
there?
nah, I've never seen a bear like on a coat.
You
You
gotta
know,
you gotta
like
watch out for bears too. You basically just need to get like a locking. I've not seen locking trash cans here in New York, and to me that's crazy because I feel like. But I've known people who live like in the mountains and shit, and they have to get locking
yeah,
trash can lids so that bears don't do that. I mean, raccoons, they got fucking Slim Jims. They'll just get in there with a hairpin and whatever because they got thumbs.
yeah.
But
I want I want the locking trash can because somebody keeps stealing my bags, but not because
see,
yeah, somebody like comes by and like takes my bag and like
that's
I'll be
why I'm surprised that I'm kind of surprised by New York's trash can situation in general.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like you've got the big the big cans, and you've got to take the bags out and put the bags, pile up the bags of trash on the sidewalk, which
yeah,
seems wild to me that you can't just wheel that can out.
yeah,
The Herbie Kirby's, if you know what I'm talking about, which are those kind of cans that you roll out. But then I realized that your trash trucks aren't the kind that you can attach the
the-
trash can to and it dumps it itself.
yeah,
Y'all have here in New York, people are still picking up bags of trash and throwing them in
yeah.
across the board. And I mean, in Atlanta, we have those big green, the trash cans, and you put your trash in, you make sure all of the bags inside are closed or whatever. But and then when it's trash day, you wheel that down to the curb, hence the nickname Herbie Kirby. And then
Oh,
when the trash truck comes, they attach it. They have a little lever on it. They put the trash can on it. The lever lifts the trash can, dumps it out, and then puts it down. And they put it back in front of your house, not up your driveway, but like in front of your house. And then you got to pull it back up to your driveway or whatever.
wow, that sounds neater but slower.
Um, I don't know if it's slow. I mean, it's the same thing. Instead of having multiple bags of trash that someone has to pick up each bag of trash or whatever, you've
Yeah,
got the can, so you can still work both sides of the street because they've got two levers for each trash can.
okay.
And it doesn't move like super slow or anything. You put it on, it flips it up, the lid flips open, everything dumps out, it comes down, you roll it to the side, you get the other side, you put it on, you flip. Anyone who's going to watch this is going to see me acting out the if you go to watch this on YouTube, you're going to see me acting out what it looks like the cans being dumped and everything. So consider it on this episode.
Yo, anything we got to do to get like rats to stop attacking me. As
Yeah,
a
anything.
government, I
Yeah,
hope
because you tweeted about it, and I was like, oh no, I almost wrote back at you, save it for the podcast because that I wanted to text her immediately, like, are you okay? Do you need shots? But then I was like,
Yo,
nah, we'll talk about it on the podcast.
I'm telling you, it hurt my feelings. Like, I feel like he knows me now. Like, he knows my
Yeah. Oh,
face.
he does. Rats are extremely smart.
Yeah, like I think he sees me. He knows who I am.
Mm-hmm.
He comes for me. And like that's part. Like I don't know how rats talk. Like, what if I move to LA and he's like, nah, B, I'm gonna call my cousin. You know, they
I
gonna
mean,
ride out.
they're smart enough to have cell phones,
Yo, rats
I
on
think.
Slack, yo,
Yeah.
coming at me, yo, communicating.
You got to watch out for them. Absolutely. But I'm
People
just
help me
glad you
out.
didn't get bit or scratched or anything like that.
No, thankfully, like I said, I think he has bad aim. Like I don't know if his vision's on point, but
Mm.
his
Yeah,
reflex is crazy.
God forbid you see a rat with glasses out here on the street. That's what.
I tried to attack this dude that came into my home. I missed him on the jump, but now that I got LASIK, you know, I'm
I'm gonna get
gonna
him. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
get
get
him.
him. Best rat in
Yeah.
these streets, you know. Let's get into the news.
Okay.
Uh, we had here, software engineers from big tech firms like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta are paying at least $75,000 or more to get 3 inches taller, according to a leg lengthening surgeon. That's right. A Las Vegas cosmetic surgeon who specializes in leg lengthening procedures that can extend people's height by 3 to 6 inches. Said that many of his patients are tech workers. The Kevin Dispachard, for example, who funded Limp Plus X Institute in 2016, and the clinic's business has boomed during the pandemic. Here's how it works: doctors break the patient's femur or thigh bone and insert metal plate nails into them, then that they can adjust. The nails are extended a tiny bit every day for 3 months with a magnetic remote control. It can take months to slowly lengthen the bones and for the legs to heal. One software engineer told the reporter that he spent the first 3 months of his surgery alone in his apartment and ordered delivery food during that time to go from 5'6" to 5'9". The procedure costs between $70 and $150,000, and depending on whether the patient wants to go 3 to 6 inches. The common denominator of Depthshard's client base is that they're wealthy, but they vary by profession. They reported that he had treated CEOs, actors, and finance employees. And a bevy of his high-earning tech workers, mostly men, but some women, have come to him for the procedure.
Okay. So I read this article. All of this is mostly sourced from a GQ article
Yep.
where a guy interviewed this very flashy surgeon who's doing these leg lengthening things. And it opened with a guy who was, going to get a checkup on it, and the guy forgot his crutches, and he's like, but I feel good. I'm 3 inches taller, so whatever. And I just couldn't. I had to walk away from my laptop for a second because I was
Okay.
just like, "Are you kidding me? What?" And so I was like, "There's something I'm missing." I never would consider. I'm like, I'm the most average height a woman can be at 5'5".
Okay.
So I'm not like too tall and I'm not too short. So I don't have those yearnings to be shorter or taller or anything like that. I'm
Okay.
right in the middle. And I'm like, I guess I'm good here. But I was just like, I would like to talk to someone who wouldn't mind like a few more inches and to think that that is possible. And I was just like, okay, I'm looking at this in a judgy way, but but who it's a painful thing.
Yeah.
You're breaking your bones and resetting them and hoping that the bone that it'll regenerate and then you'll be taller at the new as they every day like stretch it out a little bit more. What in the mid what are you doing? What's that? Like, I don't know. I'm keep comparing it in my brain to getting your breasts done.
Okay.
I keep going, well, I mean, people get new titties all the time.
There you go. It reminds me actually of that old custom, I think in like China, where like women would band their feet.
Oh, yeah, and that was insane as well.
Yeah.
To have dainty little feet for who? You need your fucking feet to be able to splay out and hold you up. It all just seems
I'm pro
wild.
this, yo. I'm good with this. Like
Would you do this?
100%. I would do it now.
Why would you do this?
I want to reach higher shelves.
What?
I Now sincerely, I feel so to be clear, I'm good with my height. I've never like been like, oh, I'm short.
Mhm.
I'm like 5'10". The only reason I'm hyper aware of my height as an adult is because other men who are short consistently tell me that I'm 6 feet tall so they can say they're 5'10".
Oh,
Like that
yo,
happens to me so often. And like,
that's very funny.
yeah, like it happens so much that like I've made it a point to like ask doctors, like as an adult, like I'm like in my 30s and I'm like, yo, can you check my height? And he's like, that hasn't changed. Like you've been who you've been now for a while, guys. So with that. But like
Uh-huh.
I measure out 5'10" and like a half.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. It says it in my driver's license. Like, I'm not like where I could have lied, you know?
Uh-huh.
And over again, when like I say it in the convo, I'll be like, oh, I'm like 5'10". A dude that's looking up to me
Mhm.
aspirationally and physically. Like, you know, like
Ooh, shots
you know,
fired.
like clearly, clearly like below me in height, you know, like,
Uh-huh.
and they'll sit there and tell me like, nah, B, I'm 5'10". You can't be 5'10". And I'm like, nah, you can't be 5'10". But don't make me a liar just because you lying, okay?
Yeah, the lying. It's very also, I personally, I know it's a big thing, especially on dating apps and just dating in general, where they're like, men are lying about being 6 feet tall, but then again, women are also just like, "Ew, you're only 5'9", and like, you know what I mean? Like, height is very important.
Right.
That's never really been important to me. I've dated dudes who were shorter than me.
Okay.
Um, and I don't, it's not, unless it is just like, well, no, I guess, I mean, love is love, right? So I don't really think I can't, I mean, it's not a thing. Um, and so I'm always surprised when I think about like how important that is to people. And I know that I'm absolute like the most outlyingness outlier out of that, like I'm like, yeah, I don't, it doesn't matter to me. And I'm sure I'm the only one it feels like. But I mean, w to lie about your height is so wild because I'm like, that's something that's easily,
You can check it.
yeah, like you can, I don't know, it's so like, yeah, no, you're not. People can eyeball it. If you've been
Yeah.
around someone who's a certain height for a amount of time, you can look at someone saying they're that height, and you can be like, "No, no, you're not."
Mhm.
Like, "You're not at all."
That's not
And
true.
yeah, and I just, the idea to, like, go, "Nah, you're lying. That
Yeah.
you're not," and it's like, "Why would I lie? I am tall. So I
Right.
don't need to lie. Why would I lie about being, like, I don't have to lie. I'm actually already tall. You have to lie because you're, I guess, not tall?"
Yeah, it's weird. And like I noticed that too, like when I was dating in like high school and girls that prioritize that, they have no concept of what
Of
6
what
feet
of
tall
what
is. Because they
yeah,
all thought I was that. They were like, "Oh yeah," like I would hear them talk about like, "Oh, he's like 6'1". I'm like, Never in my life, not with the biggest Tims on ever, I would be that tall." Like, what would make you think that? It's because I'm taller than you. I get that,
right.
but
Mhm.
like I've nenever been that tall. Never could be
Oh,
that tall.
it's your spirit, Gastor. You have the spirit of a 6'6"
You
man,
know, because like
for
and like
sure.
and I've been and the other reason I was aware of it is because until my brother, I was by far the tallest person in my family.
Mhm,
Like I have one cousin that's like 5'8", and all of my uncles and my dad are like 5'6", 5'7". So I was like
mhm.
noticeably taller than everybody, and now my brother is like 6'4". So he's
Oh, wow.
noticeably taller than me. So, um, like my parents and like my uncle would they'd be like, yeah, that's like nutrition. Like we were poor, people in
Mm,
DR. You ate better, like you are in the nutritionally ideal environment and scenario. You're optimizing what was possible. Is great, good for you. You know what I
right.
mean? You're 6 feet tall on our backs. On
Mhm.
like our 5'8" shoulders or whatever. But like
Right.
so like I was aware that like I'm 5'10", but I felt, yeah, that's tall as shit. Like I've been looking at the top
Mhm.
of people's heads my whole life. I
Right.
don't know what more I need from that. But now that like I'm older, I will say like although it affects me less now as a comedian, I
Mhm.
wanted height when like I graduated college because I noticed my bosses were disproportionately tall people.
Mm.
Like I've noticed that like tall people have like like people just innately, I don't know if it's because they are
Yeah,
literally
no,
looking
that
up at them.
there's studies on that. People who are tall are paid more.
Yeah.
Men who are tall are paid more. And they are in more positions of power. Like, I don't think we've had a short president in a very long time.
Right. Yeah,
They've
like
all
stuff like
been
that.
Yeah, they've all been at the very least 6 or 6'1".
Yeah. I
So,
noticed that like right away, like every time I was in a work environment that like a dude that gave off the physical attributes of like power and height benefited from it despite the fact that the job didn't require it at all. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, like potato chips is only so heavy. You know what I mean? Like
right.
you don't need to
Yeah.
be able to bench press to do this job. You know what I mean? You fine.
Mhm.
Same thing at UPS. There's literally stickers on the boxes. If it's over this much weight, call your homie. Like it says it right on
Right.
the sticker. You know, so
Yeah.
you don't need to be diesel, okay? You just need two of you. You know, like, but for some reason, like if you was like a tall dude, you like got certain roles. And admittedly, I feel like even I benefited from that. Like, I've been in places where me walking around, people assume I'm the boss, even though I'm a
Yeah.
customer or whatever. Uh,
Mhm.
so and now like I now because I've been on this Dickies trip, I give off bouncer energy. Like
Yes,
so many
sure.
people just walk up to me and show me IDs.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
can I
well,
get in
you're in
here?
all black, so that
Yeah,
must be it. Yeah.
I get it. But like, so yeah, because of that, I've had that like idea of like, yeah, being real, if this was offered, I see perks to it. Also, I play in a rec league every now and then. I wouldn't mind being able to hit layups or something.
You will not be able to. You will be in so much pain. Like the pain is constant because you are basically now trying to walk on 2 splintered bones
Nah, that's
with a
fair. Yeah.
rod in them. So like, yeah, no way. Like that's one thing that the doctor mentioned is just like, well, yes, you will be in some sort of constant hum of pain forever. And the stress that you're putting on muscles that were created for a smaller bone, so
Yeah.
now the muscles are stretched. So there's lots of hamstring issues because you done stretched out your thigh meat without asking it. And so now it's just like,
Hit the
so
gym, baby.
it's not, so you can't like really. So he said that not a lot of athletes have gone to him, but a few have. And he's just like, I don't know. I'll do it, but I got to tell you, it
Right.
ain't looking good. Like after, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, and
No refunds.
if that shit breaks, it's not like you can. I mean, that's your only. It's wild to me. It's wild,
Nah,
and also your legs look crazy. No offense, but your thighs are now 3 inches longer than they once were. Come
yeah.
on, you're like now you look like a weird leggy creature. It reminded me a lot of there was a legendary and iconic episode of True Life on MTV. And it
Okay.
was True Life. I've made some adjustments to my body or whatever. But in one of them, there's a young man who got calf implants. Let me tell you something. Right now, there are people who are hearing me say this, and they're like, "Yup, that's all I've been thinking about is calf implant guy." He had a camera go around with him as he talked about he kept working on his legs, but he couldn't build up the muscle in his calves. So he went to a doctor and they went through the whole rigmarole and they put implants in his calf muscles so that he'd have like prominent calf muscles so he could fill out, so the body would look, no, because he just had little spindly legs and he got calf implants. And I always looked at that and was just like, I watched that episode a bunch and I was just like, that shit's nuts. And then my sister was like, yo, did you see the guy with the calf implants? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I kind of want those. And I'm like, you don't need no damn calf implants. But she was like, because she was a dancer, but the calf muscle didn't like get a lot of definition. So her legs always looked really skinny, but they were always extremely strong. I'm like,
Right.
girl, you literally kick my ass with your legs. And she's like, but I don't have no muscle tone. And I'm like, that's
Wow.
how they get you. That's how
That's
they
it.
get you.
Hey, Michael Jordan, no calves. Kevin Durant, no
Right.
calves. You
Yeah.
good.
So they're out there, but I don't know. So
Straight up.
that's how I was reading this. I was just like, wow, calf muscle guy, look at what you've done, Ross.
Straight up. Hurting
Look
people.
at this. I
Biggest
know.
calves I've seen, the guy couldn't jump. Mateen Cleaves. Short point guard. Played I think Michigan State.
Mhm.
But yeah, he had like real crazy calves. I was like, oh, this dude must be able to jump everywhere. Nah, stay low. Whole career.
That's how we got the definition from crouching. Just stay low. That's how it happens.
Oh man. In other news, police confiscated vibrator batteries from the queue to see the Queen. That's right. Apparently, some people carry their sex toys with them wherever they go, even to view Queen Elizabeth II's coffin. While waiting in the queue, the incredibly long line to view the Queen's coffin, a policeman revealed to a queer of some strange items he has been forced to confiscate. Uh, According to one of the Twitter users, Sophia Moneycouts, the policeman said one person allegedly tried to bring in their personal massager. Uh, don't want to lower the tone about the queue, but as I went through security, I asked the policeman about the weirdest things anyone has had in their bag. Um, Along with the plethora of other confiscated items, apparently one of them was a pleasantry. But one woman forgot she had her pleasantry in there. Her what? Further questioning revealed that he meant her vibrator. So I took the batteries out and said, sorry, madam, you can't have these, but here's your dildo back. Respect to my man over there, you know.
I mean, I think the most shocking thing is that they call a vibrator a pleasantry.
Yo, that's what's up. You could order that at a restaurant. You know what I
Just
mean?
because I mean, there's you use the phrase like you come in for pleasantries, which is just like coming in to say hello. And this changes that meaning altogether. This is
Uh,
completely different.
there among the prohibited items are bags larger than 40 by 30 by 20 centimeters, flask or water bottles, food and liquid of any kind, flowers or tribute items, sharp items like knives, Swiss Army knives, scissors, cutlery, and screwdrivers, fireworks, smoke, and smoke canisters, air horns, and a few other items. But
I'm
admittedly,
sorry. Can you imagine someone bringing an air horn to see the Queen?
yo,
It's the Queen, isn't it?
yo, that's fire.
Woo, boy. Yo, they're treating this like a soccer match. They ain't letting nothing in. No fights, no nothing. No vuvuzelas or whatever those things were when the World Cup was in South Africa and everyone had those.
Oh, the kazoos.
Yeah, well, they weren't called kazoos. They were vuvuzelas, I think.
Vuvuzelas.
Yeah, but I guess you certainly can't bring that into the. Oh
Yo,
my god!
that's what I love about this list, actually. Like, clearly, like, they were surprised by the vibrator battery. But they've had other events where, like, people was like, yo, air horns. Definitely. Like, they had to
Yeah.
list it.
Don't forget air horns. Remember
Nah,
that
man.
one time? Gotta take the air horn out.
Last time somebody died, air horns all over the place. I mean, gotta control that
We
shit.
can't have it. We can't have it.
Oh man. Finally, Velveeta releases a cheese-infused martini that's
Oh,
garnished with pasta shells. Shot. That's right. Uh, good news for cheese lovers. On Wednesday, Velveeta released its own unique spin on a dirty martini, the Veltini, made with Velveeta infused vodka. The brand teamed up with a BLT restaurant group for the unconventional creation. Select locations of the steakhouse chain will offer the martini for $15 during golden hour from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., not the photography. Oh, that is the photography one too,
yeah, that
actually,
is the
right? So look
photography
at
time.
that. That's dope. But the cheesy cocktail won't be around for too long if it's only available for a limited time while supplies last. While the savory beverage features Velveeta's signature cheese flavors through the flavored vodka, it also blends in olive brine and vermouth or vermouth.
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 Vermouth, yeah.
There you go. The garnishes elevate the cheese theme even further. The Veltini will be topped with Velveeta stuffed olives and jumbo Velveeta shells and cheese, all complete with a cheese drip rim. Hell yeah, that's right. As we look to summer, one of life's greatest pleasures is enjoying summer sips during golden hour. said Kelsey Rice, the senior brand communications manager at Velveeta. We wanted to find a way to elevate this experience for our fans even further by bringing the rich, creamy goodness of Velveeta to a martini in a unique and unexpected way for the ultimate outrageous pleasure. That's right, Sha.
That is a terrible idea. If just look, and I'm not anti-cheese.
I'm pro cheese.
I'm pro cheese, but I've never drank cheese.
Yeah.
So that is the thing, is like, no matter the different ways that I've had cheese, it always required me chewing. I've never had to sip on anything that was cheese flavored. And the idea of that is making me a little ill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because it's not, and if I am going to drink something that's cheesy, I'm going to expect it to be a thick, cheesy thing. So if this is like thin like liquor, but it tastes like cheese and olives, no thank you. No thank
Yeah.
you. With cheese on the rim of the cup, nah, I'm good.
This is for nobody.
This is for nobody has ever asked to drink their cheese.
Sincerely. Like it says, until supplies last, supply should be one. Like,
yeah,
there's one person might buy this in all the chains.
Yeah.
This is insane.
And also as we look to summer, one of life's greatest pleasures is enjoying summer sips during not of cheese.
Yeah, not once, B.
Not once. Cheese is heavy.
Even when you melt cheese, you still need it to combine with another item.
Yes.
That's physical to eat it. Like I wouldn't want to like I don't know anyone that does like the cheese whiz or melted onto the cheesesteak and just eat the cheese alone. It's because it's on a steak.
I've seen people do that, but it's also they're eating the cheese. They're not drinking the cheese.
Yeah, that just feels weird.
The texture, the disconnect of textures is going to fuck people up. I think people will take a sip and immediately vomit because their body will go, "What is this?" and then just get it out. This isn't right.
In my stomach, what this feels like to me right now is like my family switched to skim milk when I was 11 years old, and now I can only drink skim milk. Okay. Whenever I have 1%, if it's an emergency, like I need to have these cookies, which is a wild emergency, I know, but I do.
No, but it is a very valid emergency.
I've been there, but I refuse to do 2% and full fat. Like I've choked on it.
Yeah,
it's disturbingly thick now to me. I can't have it. That shit is crazy to me that people have full fat milk now because I've been having skim so long. And this, the idea of cheese, that seems like double full fat. It's extra thick. I don't want, oh my God, that's crazy to me that somebody would want to drink that with the added aspect of it also tasting like cheese. That's not a drink.
And to try to make it be a martini, so that means it has to have vermouth and it has to have olives, which I don't know if people usually eat cheese. Well, I guess a pimento loaf. No, are there olives in a pimento loaf? I don't even know. At any rate, that seems like a terrible combination. But if you need to have cheese and olives together, do it on a cracker. Do it on a cracker. Don't put it in a glass with vermouth.
That's crazy.
That's no one's favorite drink, vermouth.
There's things that taste good that need to stay the texture they are. I never want to drink chicken because that seems insane to me,
Right. Yes.
I don't care how much protein I need. If Marvel hired me and I need to change my diet, I promise you I'm never doing that.
Yeah.
This feels like that the other way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ugh.
That is terrible.
Ugh. What a terrible idea.
Mm-mm. If you would
good luck. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, Velveeta. Good luck.
If you would like to sponsor the War Report's own spinoff martini drink, okay, all you gotta do is subscribe to the show, baby. Okay, if you are an Apple or Spotify listener, We appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You are limiting the things that could be in a drink, okay? You don't know what's going to inspire me and Shot to make a great martini concoction.
Mhm.
Okay, 5 stars. You let us run free. It's rampant. Anything can happen. Shot, what's in our martini?
Oh, no. Well, I know cheese ain't.
Cheese
It's
ain't in it.
probably
Okay,
gonna be it's probably gonna be, well, if it's me, there's gonna be cinnamon, which I think is the opposite of a martini. I
okay.
think
What
it's
would
gonna
be in
be
our
like a
signature?
I
What would be
think
our
it
signature drink in general? Doesn't
oh
need to be a
gosh.
martini.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. What's one of your, one of your sodas? What's one of your things?
What,
Oh, your
like,
sparkling ice?
okay, I'm with that. Hell yeah.
I feel like that's probably gonna be in it somewhere, but
Oh,
it's probably gonna be a uh-oh.
I'm
Oh,
excited.
no.
You're right.
Uh-oh.
Okay, can we do a sparkling ice bourbon creamsicle? Right, because you make a creamsicle with soda and ice cream. So now I'm still getting the same
Oh,
effect, but I'm cutting on the sugar. Only sugar's in the ice cream, so I can have it as a diabetic. And we put
okay.
some bourbon
Alright.
in it, so it's still spiked.
Okay, yeah, and I've had ice cream with bourbon, with a ribbon of bourbon in it, so that's a good yeah, let's do that.
Bomb,
Actually, cream with ice cream like a creamsicle with ice cream and a yeah, absolutely. That
right?
works.
Look at that.
Yeah, that works.
Sparkling ice bourbon creamsicles. War Report signature drink, baby. Look at that. See where your dollars go, your 5-star ratings, right here, baby.
Look at that, look at that. How quickly we did that.
Billions coming soon, okay? If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo at Gastor Almonte. Shouts this week to FC VLJ and McKendy for sending in articles. Much appreciate y'all. With all that said, we are the
Mm.
future, okay? The future.
Achoo!
Bless you. We are the future.
Achoo! Every time you say future, I sneeze.
Shot doesn't believe in our success. She's
I
allergic
don't I
to it.
don't maybe I'm allergic to the future.
Okay.
We're in the here and now.
We are the now ever present creators,
Yes.
okay,
Mhm.
of the War Report mixed drink, aka the sparkling ice frozen
Bourbon,
creamsicle, bourbon
yeah,
creamsicle.
bourbon and
Yeah.
creamsicle. Yeah, right.
Sparkling
Okay.
ice bourbon creamsicle. I like that.
I
Okay. It's
better
gonna
write
be a
that
great
down
drink.
so I don't forget.
Recipes coming soon on the website, okay? My name's Gastor Almonte. Owns the Dome, Shalewa Sharpe. This has been soon to be twisted episode of the War Report. I mean, catch y'all next time. Peace.